In today's business report, the African Development Bank is going to lend $4.1 billion to Nigeria in various areas. With more details on the plan, Nigeria's economy, and where the money is going to be invested, we go to Africa 54 business correspondent Jill Malandrino in New York. Hello, Jill.
Hi there. So ADP's president, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, he said funds over the next 2 years would be used to develop the power and agricultural sectors in Nigeria, aiding a move away from the country's reliance on oil revenue. The economy has been shrinking due to the plunge in crude oil prices, which generate 70% of government revenue. Also, attacks on energy facilities in the Niger Delta have cut crude production by around a third since the beginning of the year. This has left Nigeria struggling to fund a record nearly $19 billion budget. In addition, the government wants to triple expenditures in an effort to improve infrastructure and power supply, and that money needs to come from somewhere.
You know, Jill, the reports also say that ADB's portfolio in Nigeria will actually increase to a total of $10 billion by 2019. But that sounds like a lot of money if you look at the economy, which has actually failed to emerge from the oil slump.
That's an excellent point, and at first blush, I thought the same thing. But Adesina made an important observation about debt versus liquidity, which are two very different things. He said there is no debt crisis in Nigeria. What you have is a liquidity problem, and ADB is trying to help the country drive down inflation and work with the government to provide incentives to the private sector. If you want to come out of recession, you need more than just government. You need the private sector. So incentives are very important to inject that liquidity. In other words, liquidity means cash for investment.
But Jill, looking continentally, the common theme there is to improve infrastructure. But how will this drive the economy? Can you cite some of the examples in the continent and where we can find those?
There's an old adage that you have to spend money to make money, and that applies from small businesses to complex government balance sheets. It's a process that takes time to play out, but we're seeing results in regional pockets, which is a great start. And we are now seeing a big push for institutional investment in Africa across multiple sectors that are primed for growth over the next several decades. This push is not only good for the economy, but it also shines a spotlight on continued health and education efforts, as well as women-owned business growth.